Hello, everyone, and well, I guess I'm back. I gotta admit, it was a little bit hard to get my rear end in gear and get back into drawing. I've been dabbling a little bit, and I've been having some fun with a few things, but recording, I gotta admit, it was a little bit hard to get into it. You always have that thing in the back of your head: is it worth it? Is it worth my time? I could just draw without actually doing the videos. But I do enjoy making this, even though I'll be honest with you, I'm not really that interested in being quote unquote famous. And I had to remind myself why I'm doing this. And basically, I kind of had to force myself getting into it. A month of taking a break maybe wasn't a good idea, but it was a little bit restful, to be honest with you. I did enjoy the break a little bit. Plus, the channel has basically a member, somebody that was actually willing to spend their hard-earned dollar on me, and I cannot let them down. So thank you, RJ Roberts, for your membership. I truly appreciate it. With that said, let me get back into it. As I mentioned last time, from last year, in my last video, my goal for this year is to branch off a little bit and not necessarily do reviews or any reviews, to be honest with you. I'm not truly a fountain pen reviewer. I just enjoy using fountain pens and ink in my drawings. And I'm not really into keep on buying fountain pens. I might get one or two here and there that I really like or I find very interesting, but I want to spend my time more on drawing. And for this year, my goal is to try and use more color. Specifically ink if needed, not a problem, but I might try watercolor down the road or any other medium that I have. Speaking of, having here a collection of things that I wanted to kind of show, nothing really special. First of all, what I'll be used today as a medium, I guess, with the respective ink, which is India ink, and I'll be using this to, well, put ink in the pen. It's a fountain pen that you've seen previously, and some masking tape in there. And what I've been doing, I'll start with the big one. What I did, probably you remember these fountain pens, these, what were they called? Pure Spirit. They're unique I mean one-time use fountain pens. Probably you could take them apart and maybe use them. But the idea is these things are filled with ink, and I was thinking that maybe I should use them for something, because I doubt I'll ever use them that much. So the idea was maybe I should try and use them as watercolor replacement. So here's some cheap paper that it broke off that I decided to use as a testing ground, and I used those inks just as backgrounds, and I got some interesting results, and I could see myself getting back to them somehow and maybe getting some things finished. Like for example here, you almost look like a sitting person. So it's like I want to reserve that and maybe expand from it and hopefully carry the theme throughout the other small windows that I created on that piece of paper. The color mashup, it's actually very interesting. Some of them, I'm not sure if they show up very... Sorry about the paper noise. I'm not sure if they'll show up very well on the screen. As I see it here in my monitor, it looks a little bit washed out, but maybe I'll be able to bring the colors back in. So I got some interesting results. I'll definitely come back to these and maybe do something with them. Like I said, I really like that. That looks like a very happy accident that I should maybe do something with. So that was one. Then I decided to basically use something a little bit more I guess better. It's still kind of a no brand name. I mean, I don't know if Artist Love is an actual brand, but I don't know how good this color is, whatever that artist level 2 means. And again, there's still no specifics about the the type of paper in there. It just says how many sheets and, well, I guess the weight and size. But I tried the same inks, and with more interesting results. I really enjoyed this one. I gotta admit, I tried to do a recording on this thing, and I kind of give up halfway because of the second page. So while I was trying to do something with it, I decided to do kind of two drawings. But this one took me so long to do. It took me just 2 hours, just playing around with the brush and having fun with it, trying to blend in those colors and get something interesting. I wasn't really happy with it, but I like those details that you get out of it, like those shading that the ink gives. I really like it. So I might come back to this as well. I'm not sure again what I'm gonna do with them, but I'll plan for it. Maybe I'll do something that Pete usually does, and just do some tracing and hopefully build some crazy shapes out of it. I don't know. But this is what I've been trying to sort of do. And for today, I'm not gonna use either one of those. What I will be using is this. So it's kind of a starting fresh. And what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna do a drawing first. Or a sketch, I guess, and then I'm gonna use these colors to color on top of it. Now, we gotta be careful how we use water, I guess. So what type of ink we want to use, and that, because we don't want to wash out the line, right? So that brought me to these fountain pens. This is a video that I've done a long time ago. And actually, surprisingly, I think it's one of my most viewed on the men's is regarding these pens, right here. Basically, these are the Ackerman fountain pens. They are built specifically to work with ink, like India ink, but also acrylic inks. I like the pens. I haven't used them in a while. Fun fact that I discovered is that these things do rust over time. Just because I washed them and then I put them away. I did wipe them, but somehow I guess water and whatever else got to them and they rusted. But only the clips I've seen as an issue. And what I'm going to use, I believe this was the one. Yeah, because it makes noises. I know I put small ball in it in order to help the ink guide it down. And yeah, this is it. Basically, this little sponge, I put it in there. This is to hold some water to hopefully hold the nib moist. And if you remember from my video, if you ever seen this one is the simpler version, the cheaper version. You can't really open it. You have to remove the nib and the feed, if I can. I don't want to stab myself with the nib. Hold on, give me a second. It's fighting me. There we go, it's out. And that's the little ball that I did and put in there. What I had issues with this because basically the inside of the pen, it's a little bit thinner than, smaller. The hole, it's smaller than the other ones. The ink was actually staying at the top even when I was having the pen down, and I put the ball in there to help bring the ink down. So what I'm gonna be using, let me put this away so we don't make a true mess. First of all, let's bring this here. So for this, I'm just gonna wet it. Just bringing this here. Just get it wet, I guess. Make sure it has some water in it to hopefully help keep that nib moist. And I want to do this before so I don't forget about it. I want to put it flat down if possible. That, of course. So maybe these are not the right. So let me use this. Okay, so hopefully that works. And then, now this is kind of unbranded ink. I think I used this bottle in the past in one of my deep pens tests. I was playing with the deep pen. The thing with these bottles is I noticed that after a while the ink starts to evaporate, so I decided to just use it for today. There's some dust in there from this, whatever this is. So let's try and ink it up. That might be a little bit too much. Yep. Okay, this should be enough. And then, conundrum. I'm gonna get the pen wet a little bit on the end, but that's okay. That will help me to keep it up. And then I'll have this nib. Usually for this one, you kind of have to line up something like this. And then put it in there. Let's move this away. And of course, I put ink all over me. That's the thing with this type of pen. If you don't have the level at the right spot, what will happen, you're gonna get ink all over you, because as you push down, the ink will come out. That's okay, that's a risk that I was willing to do, and I do not mind having my fingers dirty with ink. Something to be aware. That's why usually these pens are not really for beginners, especially for people that don't like to get their hands dirty. So let me put this away. And of course I got ink everywhere, including my desk. That's okay, it's black on black, should work okay. So basically I'm kind of trying to get prepared in here. Maybe I should have been prepared beforehand, but I didn't know how to start the video, so I was like, hey, I'll show a little bit of what I do, how messy I get when I do things, and then slowly get into the drawing. As for my drawings, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do this year, to be honest. I'm gonna try and to be a little bit maybe more purpose, I guess, have a plan on what I want to do. So for today I'm gonna start something very simple. I'm gonna do like a drawing of slime mold. I like those little things, especially when they are microscopic. Well, I do like macro photography, so that's one thing that I always liked about that little world. Do mind my hands. Hopefully the pen will work, otherwise I'm gonna be ticked off a little bit. I haven't used them for a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if they give me some surprise. And I'm gonna put some border in here, because when I'm gonna come with the water brush, I want to make sure I have some border in there. Hopefully it will look nice. Now this paper, in theory, it's a little bit more quality, I guess. This is actual cotton, 100% cotton. Italian. 300 GSM, 20 sheets. Never tried them before. Long life, acid free. Hopefully it'll be good. And hopefully I can work with it. And this is also the chance for me to test the untipped flex nibs on this paper and see if the quality is a little bit better compared with the paper that I used to use. Better in the sense that works with deep pen nibs style. And let me get a knife and cut those ends and I'll be right back. Well, straight from the get-go, this thing looked like it actually came off. I did nothing special with it. It just came off. So I don't know about the quality, but maybe it's not the glue that matters, it's the actual paper, right? We'll see. Drawing style wise, I want to keep what I've been doing and my sort of a style that I've been developed over the years, and you've seen me as I grow with it. And I'm not sure how it will translate on this paper, but we're about to find out. So this video could be a huge failure, but that's okay. I have the rest of the year to get better at it, I guess. I don't think I'm gonna keep this, even though I would have liked to, so it's pointless, it will only get me annoyed. So I'm thinking to go vertical, just like I did the other little windows on the other watercolor paper that I had. And I don't know, very simple. I'm thinking just to have like a little bit of background or ground, and then just something tall, just one stem. Are they called stems? I'm not sure what they're called. And I don't know, maybe oval-ish. But I'm not gonna do a realistic thing. I'm gonna let my mind drift, just like I've been doing with my drawings in the past. And hopefully we'll get some good thing out of it. First of all, let's see if this actually works. And hopefully it doesn't. Okay. It doesn't want to work. I kind of have to press a little bit. I don't know how that's gonna work with what I'm trying to do. So I might have regrets already. Maybe just need some help. Anyway, let's try. Here we go. Here goes nothing. Oh, forgot something. I want to make sure I don't put any oils on the paper. I don't know how it's going to react with the Indie ink, but I don't want to have more trouble than I want to, than I already had. So I don't know. How much ground do I want? Let's say yay much. So maybe it kind of builds up and starts from here. Come on, work. Okay, this will be interesting. It's like it needs more. But this will give me some random results, which I might like. So let's see, I'm gonna go that way. So to make myself easier, because it's much easier with this type of nib to go down, I'll work towards me, but I want to make sure. So this is my goal, somewhere in here. No, somewhere in here. Come on. Come on. Yeah, this was a mistake, wasn't it? I was about to do another mistake. Yeah, so the other reason why I wanted to do the video is because when I did the review on these pens, I never really had the time to actually do a drawing with them. I think I did something really quick, nothing really that expressing or that well done, and I decided to come back and, well, show them off what they can actually do and what you can do with them if you want to, and the troubles you get with them. Like I said, I do like them, I do love them because I can use India ink with them, and because I can use the nibs, the deep pen nibs, so they definitely bring some unique thing to the fountain pen world. It's just they're just very definitely not for entry-level users, let's put it that way. And then I want to have something maybe like this, so I'm gonna start in here. Yep, as soon as you stop doing anything with it, the ink already starts drying. Come on, work with me. I'll do a couple of lines, or try and do a couple of lines before speeding up through and putting some music rather than you watching me struggle with this. Yeah. We shall be cheating. See, this is how it's supposed to work. All right. I want to be a little bit lighter at the top, if it allows me to. And I want to be like more bulbous. Leg shape, kind of. I don't remember exactly how slime molds look, but they have all kind of shapes, so why not? This could be one of them. I don't like how the nib glides on the page. It's just, maybe I need to change the nib, I don't know. The nib, it's actually new though, so, and it has been cleaned, so there's no oils on it. Just getting the overall shape down, and then I'll focus on more on the details. So this is kind of what I want to do. And then thin at the top, and then should get a little bit thicker at the bottom. Maybe like this. Okay, so it does pick up fiber from the paper a little bit. It does work a little bit better after I dipped it in. I guess it helped it. also be my technique. Maybe the nib needs a little bit more pressure. It doesn't work as I would want it to, in the sense that barely gliding on, and then let me move this from here. I'm gonna knock it over. It doesn't glide as a regular nib would. But even like this, it seems like it's losing. It almost could benefit from. This makes me wonder, sometimes maybe it's better to just use a deep pen, right? Which maybe that's what I'm gonna do next week. Maybe I will use an actual deep pen. I need to practice with that anyway. This is gonna be silly. Okay, so that's the overall shape. I think I'm just gonna speed up through it. I don't know if I'll do any commentary on top of the video. Maybe I will. Maybe a comment here and there. But I'll be focusing on the drawing part and build up the details. And I think I'll speed up through the drawing part, and then I'll come back when I start adding the color. And yeah, I'll see you there. Well, I'm getting close to the end in here. Well, kind of I'm forcing myself to get close to the end here because I could probably spend another 5 hours in here doing this. Took a small break and it stopped working. I guess it needs a little bit of reminder of what it is. You're a fountain pen. Work like one. Anyway, was a little bit of a wild ride with this pen. Kind of I got the hang of it, and I was doing pretty okay, I think. Anyway, I guess I should stop and start getting myself ready for the next step, and also give it a chance to dry off a little bit. So we're done with this for now, at least. I don't know if I'm gonna come back. Probably not. I'm not sure if I like the ink. This is more of a grayish. I have to come a couple of times on top of it to actually get it darker. Definitely doesn't look like a slime mold. It evolved in its own thing. But at least I started with a plan. I actually kind of like the result. I'll probably ruin it now, but at least I know I had a good base. But for this part, I'm going to use a water brush. Like literally. A brush with water reservoir in it. And let me get ready. I'll be right back. Okay, I'll let it dry a little bit. I'm not sure. Maybe I should have done something with the background first. Maybe. But I didn't. So I'm not sure how this is going to end up. So colors, I think I'm going to go for the orange as maybe a background, pink for the top. And I was thinking to do a blue for the bottom part, for the stem and the bottom part. Let's start with orange. And I want to start with orange because orange, I know it's a little bit lighter and it takes a couple of passes to actually get it wrong, get it going, not wrong. A little bit of tissue paper in here that I probably need. And the way I use it, basically, something like this. Let's get some water in here. Okay. And just a couple of passes just to get a little bit of ink. And let's see. Probably, hopefully something that I didn't think of. I don't think this India inks very well. Okay, this is gonna be not very pleasant, I guess. Unless it needs way, but this was like an hour and a half ago and it still gets. Okay, I'm not gonna be happy with this. But you know what? I'll keep on going. Let's see what happens. At least, yeah, definitely not working. So this is gonna be a waste of time, basically. This India ink, it doesn't really India inks. But I'll try and get a combination of something. Maybe I'll get like a, I don't know. I'll try and work with it. I don't know how much the camera picks up, but hopefully you can see the color change in there. And also how it feathers the ink, which is quite annoying, to be honest. This orange might work nicely with that pink that I'm planning to, because In some spots, it almost looks like it wants to be pink. Yeah, I can't believe this India ink, such a waste of time. I know regular fountain pen inks are more waterproof than this. Disappointing. That's what you get for working with no brand ink, I guess. Oh well. It might be a failure, but I guess since for me this is the beginning of the year, it can only get better, right? I hope. Okay, well, let me speed through this and I'll come back. Hopefully it won't get too bad. Well, I guess this is it. I'm gonna quit it. I'm gonna call it quits for now. It's about 3 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, a little bit disappointed with this India ink. It definitely did not India ink. Let's put it that way. Page curled a little bit, but I guess I can always put it under something to hopefully get back to being flat. Let's see how crisp that edge turned out. That's kind of satisfying. So yeah, disappointed with the India ink. I really like the colors though, and this came from fountain pens. Like, yeah, the cheap fountain pens too, not like something special. And I also decided to take a little bit of freedom and do some splatter in there, since everything turned out to be a little bit mush. Thanks to the India ink, I decided to just take it a step further. And I think it turned out okay. I do like how the colors combine, especially that blue and that orange. Damn, they look nice together. I like it, I guess. I ruined my nice lines with the water, but I guess it kind of turned out more of an actual, unpredictable watercolor, quote-unquote watercolor, painting. I like it. It's okay. Kind of ruined a little bit that I wasn't sure how to save it. But I guess it's okay. It's almost like it has two. So I was thinking this to be basically, or at least the idea started with slime mold, but it turned out to be some sort of a plant, flower, bulb, about to basically show his open up, I guess. I'm not sure how to call it. But yeah, it's late. I'm babbling. This was interesting. Next week, you'll probably see me working on this until I'm done with it. There were about 20 pages. 20 pages. 20 videos with this paper. And this kind of idea. I don't think I'm gonna touch watercolor. Everything will be done with these. I'm gonna exhaust the idea of using these until I'm sick of it. And you with me, I guess. But yeah, first result. Next, I'll try and use a different ink that hopefully will stay a little bit sharp when it's gonna be underwater. But yeah, this is it for the first video. Hope you enjoyed it a little bit. And I guess I will see you next week. Thank you for joining me, and I wish you nothing but the best, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.